Hey everybody, Chief Meteorologist Brad Penovich here. Well, Friday's setting up to be a severe weather day, unfortunately, here in the Carolinas. And as we always say, it's going to be one of those days you're going to need to stay weather aware. It certainly has the potential to be a weather aware day for us. So please, if you have those apps, make sure you have them. The WCNC app, charge them up and get ready, because this is the setup we have going into tomorrow. Let's show you the severe weather setup. So the outlook right now has us in the medium threat, and I thought this would go up. It could still go up a little bit further, but I think we're probably going to stay in the medium risk, and that does include almost all of the Carolinas, including basically all of the Western Carolinas under that risk. Now, as we take a look at the system, you could see it back to the west. A couple things to note here. I can actually see where the warm front is right now. The warm front itself is actually beginning to show up quite well. I'm actually trying to grab the color here. Right in here, this warm front's pushing to the north. As that pushes north, that warm front's going to usher in some hot and humid air. And tomorrow morning, there's a chance as this pushes through that we might actually see even a few stray thunderstorms develop along that front. You can see down to the south, we're seeing a couple storms develop right there. So already we've had some severe weather watches off to the west. Those are dissipating now. But as we go into tomorrow, we have all the ingredients we need in place. We've got lots of wind shear. We've got basically plenty of storm fuel. I don't think that's going to be an issue. And we've got a pretty strong trigger, which is a cold front, as well as this potent upper system, which is going to be moving in. So that setup is there tomorrow. So what are our main threats? Well, as of right now, the main threats are going to be wind and hail, but that tornado risk is low. It's much higher than what we saw on Wednesday. I do not think it's going to go down all that much. Now, as far as the timing of this, I'll show you the Futurecast, but I want to show you this graphic first to kind of give you a general sense of the timing for our area. So about 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the foothills, the mountains, 3 to 6 p.m. Now, give or take an hour or two. This is kind of a general idea. And then 7 to 10 p.m. Now, stay weather aware means you need to pay attention to the forecast tonight and again tomorrow morning to see if there's any shifts in the setup, because I do think there could be the potential that happens. Let me show you the overall tornado risk right now. You can see we're in the 2% chance, but we're kind of surrounded by those two areas of 5%. Hail chances around 15%, and the damaging wind threats are at 15% as well. So let's get right to the Futurecast, because this will be the latest run of the Futurecast. A couple things to notice here. I've been overlaying two products here. One is going to be our future radar, where it's going to show where we think the future rainfall is going to be. I'm going to stop this around 5 a.m. and you can kind of see there is some kind of warm front right here because there's some showers early on. So as this is pushing north, we're likely going to have some showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder. Do not expect these to be severe, but got to keep an eye on these. It's pretty cool this time of the day, so I don't think it'll be too strong. That front lifts north, so we wake up. Now, if the sun comes out, which it does look like it does, it will for a couple hours, between maybe 1 and 4 p.m., then you set the stage for these strong storms. Now, what you see here, I also have the rotational tracks in here. So anywhere the guidance thinks that the storms could be rotating, that's a 1 hour rotation track. Now, when I show you rotation tracks, oftentimes people are like, immediately a tornado. Yes, possibly a tornado, but not all the time. Rotating updrafts in thunderstorms produce severe weather. They produce large hail, damaging winds, and yes, sometimes tornadoes. So by 5 o'clock, that line is moving into the Piedmont, and by 6 o'clock, it is basically right over us. And you could see a couple of these elements, some rotation there, maybe up in there and there. So that's why the tornado risk isn't higher, because it'll be isolated. That whole line could have damaging winds and some hail, but those individual cells could have rotation, and it pushes to the east by 7. We go, went to 9, then 10, 11, and we go into Saturday morning, and it pushes off to the east. I'm going to show you a separate product that kind of separates this a little bit differently, makes it a little bit easier to see. So let me show you that real quickly, because I want to grab it and show you just the rotational tracks by themselves, so you get an idea on where those are. So this is the thunderstorm fuel. Real quickly, I'll show you that real quickly, just so you see the amount that comes with the warm front in the morning and then the cold front. So you can see the kind of setup there, but let's go right to the rotational tracks without the radar. So I'm going to go into the future. So tomorrow morning, you don't see any. So the warm front doesn't look like a big problem, but look at what happens in the afternoon. You see this front come in, and then right there, a couple of these lines, right around 4, 5, 6 o'clock. Again, not a ton of them. That's not off the charts, but that one in York County and then down to the south, there's a couple in here that have my attention. And again, when you see this, where guidance is good, but it's not this good. This isn't exactly where this is going to be. What I would say is somewhere in there, we're probably going to have 1, 2, maybe 3 storms that'll rotate. Will they be in that exact spot that you're seeing on the map? No, but they'll be in that general area. That's what guidance is. It's a guidance to help you make a forecast. I'll be honest with you, when you get severe weather, you look for the ingredients in our area, and then as the day unfolds, you watch the individual storms to see if those are the ones that are going to end up producing the severe weather. Now, as always, I'll say this a bazillion times during severe weather season, but I'll say it one more time here. I'm going to actually move my head out of the way. Make sure you've got 3 distinct ways to get warnings. Wireless emergency alerts built into your phone, an app like WCNC Charlotte's app, watching TV or live stream, social media, NOAA weather radio, or family and friends. All these are great ways. Have 3 of those set up either on your phone or some kind of chain of command that you're going to get information for. In case one way fails you, you can always use the other. And as always, I'm always going to push this. Make sure you download our app because the thing about our app, it makes it great. You'll get those push alerts when there's a warning for the specific location. Remember, there can be a warning for your county. If you are not in the warning polygon, your phone should not be going off. So if you see a bunch of warnings and you don't hear your phone go off, that means you're not in the warning, even though you might be close. The other great thing about this is that you can always watch our live stream. So if we're streaming severe weather coverage or we're in a newscast, it's on the app for free. You don't have to be watching TV, so it's always a good source to keep an eye on. So one more thing I'll show you that kind of sums all of this up, and I like showing this just to give you a general idea on the timing of all this. This is the impacts combined with the timing. So there you go. Right now we're looking at that kind of 2 to 3 to 7 to 9 p.m., somewhere in there, and that's across our whole area. And again, the main threat primarily is going to be wind and hail just because that's the highest percentage chance. But this tornado threat is something I'll watch carefully. Tomorrow is one of those days, and you know what I'm talking about. You do not want to see hours and hours of sun, heat, humidity at any point during the day. We're probably going to wake up the clouds, which will keep the launch off the East Coast obscured from us. That's okay. I want those clouds to hold on because that would deter the overall severe weather threat and specifically a tornado threat. But if we see sunshine, especially middle of the day on, watch out, folks. Game on. We could have some strong storms. And of course, I'll have you covered. Another vlog coming up tomorrow morning. I will post updates continuously. If you're not on Twitter, I suggest you get on Twitter just to follow me and get updates. You never have to tweet. You don't have to be active on Twitter, but Twitter is a great source for instant information. Facebook's great, guys. Instagram's great for a lot of things, but you're not going to get these updates in your feeds. You're going to have to go directly to my page to get them in real time. So Twitter is a real time, chronological order goes through there. So if you get a chance, Twitter is a great source just to stay up to date on severe weather.